How's it going, guys? Cryptobud here for today, and in this video I'm going to show you the top 5 coins that I think are going to do very well leading into the end of December and moving into 2018. As you guys already know, right now Bitcoin has broken new all-time high of $10,000, and this is a monumental historical moment, guys, because as we already know, a lot of people thought that Bitcoin was topping out a couple of weeks ago. So my job here for you is to show you what to do here with the altcoins specifically, because again, they're just getting slaughtered, but taking a look at the discounts that are actually happening right now. All right, so in a couple of minutes, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through. So before we go ahead and do that, let me just introduce one of the new things that's happening that I'm excited about and sharing with all of you. It's going to be the North American Cryptocurrency Conference that I will be attending to. It's my first cryptocurrency conference on December the 9th, 2017 in Las Vegas. I was asked to go ahead and do a little small piece on cryptocurrency and live to about 200 to 300 attendees and counting. And so I hope that all of you can attend this North American Crypto Conference in Las Vegas, so we get to interact live to live. You guys can ask me questions about anything you want to ask. There's going to be a Q&A session along with a panel, and check out the link. It's going to be on NAC3.io. It's NAC3.io. Tickets are for sale right there. And if you sign in with my promo code Cryptobud, you're going to be able to get a $15 discount for them. In addition to that, at the end of this video, I'm going to post a way to give away some free tickets for this event. So if you're interested, stick around next couple of minutes after I'm done with my top 5, and I'll give you some heads up on how to go ahead and do that. So again, hopefully to see you there. All right, so on to the main show for today. Taking a look at some solid altcoins for December and possibly for next year. Now, these altcoins are going to be I've already highlighted them before in other videos, and I wanted to give you a brief update about why I think that fundamentally they are going to be considered one of my top altcoins to hold for the long term. And long term, I usually mean at least a couple of months and maybe a couple of years. But these are solid coins that I think are going to be good. All right, but they don't have any order. I'm just going to go ahead and run through them, and hopefully you guys agree with them. All right, the first one is going to be Raiden Token. So Raiden Token is actually going to be a coin that I just introduced a couple of days ago, where I did a video on the issue with Ethereum and scalability. And Raiden is a really interesting coin because what happens with Raiden is that, as you already know, Ethereum is facing both security and scalability problems, both with the parity hack and also with the increased transactions with the ICOs in the last couple of days. And what Raiden does is that it basically provides a platform so that you can actually scale micro payment transactions on the Ethereum blockchain. Now, in my previous video, I went into a little bit more detail on it, but basically right now, Raiden is taking a little dive in terms of price. It's down about 14% relative to BTC. So obviously, if you've been holding BTC, now it's a pretty good time to kind of pick some up on the cheap. Now, a couple of catalysts that I really like about Raiden. Number one is that it's tackling one of the largest and I think the most important problem in the Ethereum network, which is going to be scalability. Ethereum is clocking at about 500,000 transactions per day, and per second, it actually has a little bit of an issue. So what Raiden does is that it's going to piggyback off the Ethereum blockchain. And the great thing about these developers, guys, is that they actually already are developing what I call the Raiden network that is ready to launch in the next couple of days. In fact, they should have launched it a couple of days ago, but I think that they're really close to actually having a full-blown platform ready to go in the coming months. Now, just to give you an idea, Raiden Token's only $202 million market cap. Ethereum's market cap, as you guys already know, and I kind of go back to Ethereum real quick, is $46 billion. So if Raiden's able to take just a little bit of that, and I think $1 billion market cap is definitely enough, I think Raiden could definitely be a $20, $30 coin. Now, when I say long term, I'm talking about a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, definitely not a couple of days because of the whole situation with Bitcoin right now. The other thing I like about Raiden is that it only has a circulating supply of 50 million with 100 million max supply. So this puts this token in a very nice price range in addition to the supply in there. Now, there isn't anything right now I can think of aside from Plasma and also that and Casper, that kind of Ethereum is working on as a competition. Technically, it's actually Plasma. So I think that Raiden is in a very good position, especially if Ethereum blows up in the next couple of years, which I predict it will. So keep an eye out for Raiden Network. $4 USD, 202 market cap. I mean, definitely a very, very attractive price point after this recent rally. Okay, the next one is my favorite, as you guys already know. By the way, these are not in particular order. Is going to be NEO. Correctly, I know. You guys are probably saying I'm done listening to this NEO shills, but let me talk about NEO real quick right now. NEO, since the last time I've updated on the whole gas situation, NEO has done so much in terms of getting ICOs on its platform. In fact, NEO apologized for the previous news that came out regarding its all 3-day news event. But what a lot of people don't understand about NEO is that they've been super active of getting ICOs on board. And in fact, in some cases, they've been stealing some of the clients from Qtum. So when I look at NEO, I look at a price point that is fairly attractive. When I first covered NEO back earlier this year, around June and July, it was trading at about $8 and change, and then went down to $4, and then all of a sudden it ran up to 56. Considering the run-up it's had this past year, NEO is actually sitting at a very attractive price point. And one of the reasons I say that's because if it were a pump and dump and it were to go down, it would have gone down to about $10 or $5. But what NEO has done is that it's done so well in terms of the market that it's actually run up quite a bit. And despite the run up to $50 or $60, actually around 50, NEO has actually come down a little bit and swung the other way. So overall, I believe that NEO has still a good long-term potential. Now, regarding the supply cap, obviously that's gone up a little bit because of the last unlock that it had. So that went up a little bit, and that's usually reflected in the price. But the great thing about NEO is that NEO has this idea of gas generation. And gas generation has done extremely well for those of you who have held NEO for a long time. So in regards to the ICO market, I believe that NEO is doing all the right steps. I mean, if you take my Aphelion review that I did before, they've already taken on the RedX Pulse ICO. They're actually partnering up with Microsoft on doing developing platforms. They've got a lot of different pieces right now that I think are going to do very, very well. And so when you look at NEO specifically, you are looking at a future with the platform. So can NEO get to $100? Absolutely. Can NEO get up to a little bit higher than that? At the rate it's going, I think it's right now too early to presume NEO to be dead. So that's my number 2 pick. All right, my number 3 pick here is going to be Zcash. And yes, you guys probably heard it right. So Zcash has a really interesting phenomenon right now. It's trading at 363. It's probably trading a little bit on the high end regarding the last move it's had. It's on the Korean markets, it's on the Asian markets completely. Zcash is a privacy-centered coin. It's basically like a fork of Bitcoin, and what it does is that it creates basically the exact same thing as you would find in a lot of the privacy coins. The only thing I like about Zcash, and the reason why I'm putting it as one of my top 5, is because Zcash actually has corporate backing. And what I mean by that is that if you look at the structure of how Zcash is built, it's usually built in a business type center. The money right now that's flowing into the market, new money, it's going to be institutional. And so when companies are looking for privacy coins, what they're looking for is companies that have a clean record and companies that already have an established relationship with companies. To many people, Zcash is actually kind of a sellout because it has an issue right now with the inflation and the coins being held by a couple of these companies. But the reality is this, guys. If a company, and especially a pension fund or some sort of institutional client, wants to invest in a privacy coin, they're not going to go after coins that are having some sort of illegal activity or perceived illegal activity, specifically like Monero. Now, with Zcash, we haven't had much of those. In fact, Zcash is a pretty straight shooter. And I think with the JP Morgan kind of blessing, which it had a couple of months ago, Zcash is a very prime position to attract a lot of institutional money. Now, it's in a privacy sector coin, which I think it's going to attract a lot of financial companies who want to not have all their transactions on the open ledger. And it's not as cryptic as like Monero or Pivx, where some of the no-namers that is not considered to be, let's just say, mainstream friendly. I think Zcash has a good shot of becoming one of the core holdings for a lot of portfolio managers. In fact, I believe there is a Zcash Trust ETF that's in the works right now that they're trying to build that's going to allow investors to put money into this. So again, keep an eye for Zcash in the coming days. Moving along with the privacy situation, privacy coins again, the next one's going to be Dash. I actually like Dash a lot because Dash has shown to be an extremely residual coin. Last year Dash was considered to be trash. A lot of people believe that Dash was not considered to be a legitimate coin to have, but this year has shown that Dash has surpassed everybody's expectations. In fact, earlier this year when I covered Dash, it was trading at about $80, $90, $100 at the most, and it just began to run all the way out. So Dash has been underneath the radar despite everything that's been happening in the crypto market. The other thing I like about Dash is that it has a really great governance system that I think is going to attract a lot of institutional investors. And one of the reasons why it's going to do that is because Dash has a treasury system that basically allows people to vote on existing proposals, and it's self-funding. There isn't any issues in regards to hiring more people, getting more developers on board, and they have a really great system of attracting long-term holders for this coin using the masternode system. And so I believe that Dash over the long term is going to be here to stay. Many people believe Dash is not considered to be a good payment system, but I think they're doing all the good things that coins who are going to be tackling on later down the line in regards to payment system is doing, and something that Bitcoin is not even doing. Also next year they're going to be releasing their user-friendly wallet that's going to eliminate these complex addresses on how to send money from one person to another. So again, Dash is targeting a very specific type of group of individuals who may not know about cryptocurrencies and make it really user-friendly. So keep an eye out for Dash, and I do believe that right now the prices will run up a lot, but considering its potential and considering its market cap, its supply, it can definitely move up even higher and perhaps maybe catch up to one of the top 5 coins. All right, the last one is going to be Power Ledger. Power Ledger is, in my opinion, one of those coins that is right now having a little rough time after the whole hype that we had earlier a couple of weeks ago. Power Ledger, as you will know, is one of the newer type of utility tokens that I think has a lot of potential post-ICO. And one of the great things about Power Ledger is that it has a really great team on how to execute a vision for the company, specifically in the energy sector, which I think is going to be extremely huge in the coming years. Now, what you're betting on Power Ledger to do is continue with those existing partnerships and with the companies that are going to do well in that space. And I believe that Power Ledger, with both the solar markets, hooking up with the trading platform, and also with electric vehicles, is going to be a huge catalyst moving forward. Right now it's cheap at 61 cents. Potentially it can be higher. It's a $260 million market cap, which I think it's still very undervalued considering what it's willing to offer. It has existing partnerships with various corporations and apartment complexes. It already has a close relationship with the Australian government, and their founder and CEO is heavily into politics, which will ease up on the regulation regarding Australia. So in terms of potential, I see nothing but upside for Power Ledger. I mean, time will tell, but compared to other solar companies, I think Power Ledger has a great idea and has a very interesting concept that I think is very unique to the entire space. All right, guys, now looking at all of these, just to wrap it one more time, these are not price projections. So again, these prices could fluctuate in the short term. They can go up, they can go down, but what I'm looking for are quality coins with quality teams and quality products. And what I'm finding right now is a lot of them are getting sold off because of the whole BTC run. So what you want to do is take a look at your top five, and hopefully these work. The last one I'll mention is for anybody who's interested in the NAC3 Conference that's coming in Las Vegas next week. I'm going to be giving away 5 free tickets out to my subscribers and anybody who does the following. So if you're interested, post below why you think any of these 5 would be a good choice, and give me your 5-sentence or 10-sentence answer about why you think any of these coins would probably be a good runner. Now, what I'm looking for is good research and good logic and good answer. The first 5 that are good and that I like, I'm going to go ahead and email you a ticket into the NAC3 conference in Las Vegas. And I hope to see all of you there. Even if you may not win the tickets, if you do sign up today, you'll get a $15 discount for them using my promo code. And if not, it will be pre-recorded later on and hopefully posted somewhere online for you all to see. So again, if you're interested in obtaining those 5 free tickets, post a comment below and send me an email with your I will email you guys later with the results, and then we'll go ahead and double check those. All right, Cryptobud out. Have a great day.